Usually, these are souls who do great work here.
Have you ever had a patient who described a former life in which they were not in a human form?
Yes. I've had clients who have talked about being on other worlds, and we've touched on it, but we haven't discussed it very much. I call these souls hybrid souls. These are souls who began their incarnation on other worlds, be they mental or a physical world. More often than not, it's a physical world. And that world has either gone into nova and been destroyed. All stars have a beginning, middle, and end. All planets around stars. So this happens. But also for the reasons that I mentioned a little earlier, where a soul feels they need more of a challenge, or for whatever reason, particularly their guides may come to them and say, we think you need more work in a certain area, and this is not the world to do it. So there's many reasons why they come to Earth. Now let me just say a word about the hybrid soul. Typically, they may comprise 10-15% of your clientele, maybe a little more. It depends kind of on how many clients you're seeing and how long you've been around as a therapist. But the hybrid soul is an interesting soul. First of all, most of them are a little more advanced. They're not a rank beginner because they've been working on other worlds. And they have generally come because of things they've discovered on that other world that they feel need refinement that they could gain on Earth. They bring certain things with them. Now, I talk about a case of a lady, her name was Harriet, very highly advanced soul who didn't need to incarnate anymore. And she came because she heard me at a truck. She was a waitress at a truck stop in the middle of a desert town, crossroad towns, where truckers would come through and maybe have a cup of coffee before driving on. And she put her arm around them and talked to them, how's your life going, and so forth. Well, this woman was what I call a watcher. She was coming back to Earth to do some very advanced work, someone who didn't really need it herself. And she heard me on an all-night radio show one night. So she made an appointment, came to see me, and I didn't realize at the time, I thought she came up in a, this is talk about preconceptions. We talked about this a little earlier. Hair was all piled up in kind of a mess, and wearing a funny kind of house dress, and she jumps out of a pickup truck with flip-flops on. Hi, Doc. And so she comes in, and I think, well, we've got a rank beginner here. I soon found out this woman gave me a hug, and her energy lifted me off the ground, and I thought, oh my God. And come to find out, she's one of the most advanced souls I'd ever worked with. And she had actually come for me. But the point I'm making with the story is that she was a hybrid soul, and on her first world, her skills were honed in joining in a conscious state with the minds of fellow beings. And they often, quote, exchanged minds in order to understand more about that person and how they were perceiving everything around them. Very, very skillful mental telepaths. Now, you may think, well, the world must be far advanced from Earth. In many cases, you will find that a hybrid world is may be more technologically advanced, but their brains aren't any larger, any more capable. They've just been around longer. Now, in the case of Harriet, she was using those skills that she had gained as a soul on this other world to help people here. So the hybrid soul is very interesting. And I will say this, though, on the downside, Alan, a lot of times a hybrid soul will come to Earth and just find this place too dense. The energy, everything about it is just simply too much for them. And they will check out early. They will commit suicide. And they have a hard time with their early lives. They may not want to come back. They may not be sent back. But if you can get over those early few lives as a hybrid on Earth, usually these are souls who do great work here.